Brett's out here looking for leverage. He would rather have leverage than $1 million, literally. Hello world, and welcome back to Gridiron Gamble, the only podcast that puts its money where its mouth is. I'm your host, Rich Ryan, and I'm joined by the entire collective, the disciple, Brett Colson, Donnie, DP Peters, and the resident moose himself, Mo Nuwwarah. Listeners, if you haven't already, please subscribe to your favorite podcatcher. Viewers, that's right. For some reason, we have viewers this season. Subscribe to the Lines YouTube channel. Smash that like button. I've been told I'm supposed to say that. Is that right, Donald? Did I do that correctly?
You also got the name of the account wrong. It's the Lines US.
The Lines US. The Lines Us.
That is not
I'm never
Rich's
calling
fault.
it the Lines US.
That
it's
is
the
not
Lines Us.
Rich's fault.
It's the
True,
Lines Us.
yeah, the Lines account got banned, so I guess that's not Rich's fault.
Drop the ban hammer.
Wait, banned?
We got banned by YouTube.
Illegal content.
Illegal
Alphabet. The Alphabet
Gambling
company
content. Yeah.
came straight for Katina Media, dropping the ban hammer. So it's the Lines Us. That's where you can find us. Subscribe. Smash that like button. By the way, Katina, the folks at the Lines Us are giving away $10,000 in a Pickum Contest that mirrors Circa Sports Millions, which this pod is all about. Go to play.thelines.com, get in the contest, and try to beat us suckers. If you beat us and the members of the Lines, you get a t-shirt as well, in addition to all these great prizes, $3K up top. So get in
Maybe
there.
some sweatshirts. Throw some sweatshirts in.
We're
gonna give away some gear to people who
Giving
beat all
it
of us.
away.
Brett is just dying to give it away.
I can't afford anything but free stuff once the Bills lose by 40 or win by
Says
40
the guy
here.
who just went to the store.
Going to the store before week one, everyone's amped. Been ready for hours. Got our picks in, ready to go. YouTube video. Ready to roll. Mo goes to the store literally 10 minutes before record. Mo, what did you get? What was
man?
What was so important that you went to the store before the show?
I got kids to feed. You know, you guys think
you got kids to feed. You're not even at home.
Yeah, you're not at home. How do you have
That's
kids?
why
You're
I
at
gotta feed
some
them before I
random-
leave.
You're at some random guidance counselor's office.
Listen, all right. You guys think going to the store takes an hour because you live in Miami and Las Vegas. Brett's the only one who understands that you can, in a reasonable sized place, you can just drive to the store and get back in 20 minutes.
We've all been to Brett's place, and there is no way he's getting to the store and back within an hour.
That's
okay.
right. Out in the boonies
That's
of
because
Buffalo.
his driving off his mansion takes 20 minutes.
His mansion of sweatshirts.
It's a good half hour.
Let's set the table. So we are in Circa Sports Millions, where each week we pick 5 games against the spread. If we get a game right, we get a point. If we get a push, we get a half point. At the end of the season, the entry in the contest with the most points wins at least $1 million. Not too shabby. We are also firing a Survivor entry each in Circa, where the winner gets $6 million, which of course will not actually happen because it will be split 17,000 ways. But $6 million are up for grabs. So we will give you our Survivor picks at the end of the show. We will, of course, reveal the card near the end of the show. But first, we always start with split contest, where there are 2 hosts on one side and 2 hosts on the other. And we got a juicy one to start. It is the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to the AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals. What's wrong, Mo? Mo's on mute. Mo jumped back.
All the McKenzie props are done because he's glued to the bench now. Right, Brett? Everyone in the Discord was on McKenzie over.
That's true.
Shouts to the Lines Us Discord. Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. 6.5 is painted across the board. Total is 44.5. Projected temperature 75 degrees. Chance of rain 36% chance of some precipitation. We'll start with Mo. He's the highest on this contest. He likes the home favorite, laying the points against the Steelers. Take it away, Mo.
How are we doing this? Am I allowed to just drop a spoiler right away?
Whatever you want. The world's your. If you could just go to the store before the show, you can say whatever you want.
This is my survivor play, boys.
Whoa! I didn't know you were gonna go full spoiler.
You said do whatever I wanted.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, this. Felix agrees. Someone tell me why this is going to be a close game. Steelers have even the starting right tackle not practicing, and yeah, why aren't the Bengals just gonna? The weakness on the Steelers defense is their secondary. So, I mean, with their revamped offensive line, I think they can probably give Burrow enough. If it looks like last year's offensive line, yeah, this is a close game for sure. But why can't they just protect Burrow long enough for him to dice up this secondary? And then on the other side, someone tell me how the Steelers are moving the ball here. I mean, Mitch Trubisky, guys, help me. It's on the road. A bad quarterback on the road.
I believe he prefers Mitchell. So
sorry.
Careful.
He has to earn Mitchell before we can call him Mitchell.
Yeah, the disciple is on your side, following in the footsteps of the man he was once mentored by, Brett Pylon, with the Bengals against top 5, your boys.
Are they top 5? Are they still top 5? I don't know if they're still top 5.
I don't know. Look at this roster. You're telling me they're not top 5?
It's still good. I haven't decided on my survivor pick yet, but this is probably where I'm going to land as well.
Wow. So we're just going to fire off all our equity in one shot.
Yeah, I think they're the best option on the board, honestly. Like Mo said, the offensive line is improved. If Burrow gets time in the pocket, he should be able to hit these weapons. And then you get Trubisky and negative script behind maybe the worst offensive line in the NFL. That's terrifying. So, yeah, I like the Bengals here. I didn't have a lot of conviction here, but it was in the middle of my card. So, yeah, I'm out of Bengals.
I did. I thought the Bengals should be -10, so.
Wow.
-10.
Wow, through the 7 and
so
way past it.
How much BTC do you have on the Bengals? You must be leveraged up to your eyeballs.
We're gonna have some Bitcoins on the Bengals. Fractions, but Bitcoins.
So obviously Donnie and I are on the opposite side, but Donnie is a lot more confident in Mike Tomlin, his favorite rah coach, than me. So DP, defend Pittsburgh.
I mean, I'm not as low on Mitch Trubisky as you guys seem to be, and I certainly think he's an upgrade over Ben Roethlisberger and what he gave the Steelers last year at the quarterback play. This smells to me like it's going to be another close division battle between these two teams. I'm not really sure what to expect from the Bengals for a team that I think are getting a lot of love after overachieving in the playoffs last year a little bit. Not that I don't think the Bengals are good. I do think the Bengals are good, but I don't see them as 6.5 point favorites here. I still think Mike Tomlin is decent. I still think this Steelers defensive side is good, until they prove me otherwise. Are they top 5? Okay, maybe, maybe not. Are they top 10? I certainly think so, at least right now, again, until they prove me otherwise. So, I mean, this is a really big prove-it spot for the Bengals, and I just cannot in a million years see laying 6.5 points in this battle. You can give me Mitch Trubisky, you can give me Pickett, you can give me whoever you want. It's an upgrade over Ben Roethlisberger. They still have this defense, and I am on the Steelers hard.
If this exact Cincinnati Bengals team doesn't go to the Super Bowl, what is this line? 4.5?
6.
What are you?
It's like the same line.
If they lose to the Titans, what is this line?
It's the same.
It's not the same.
I'd be sleeping under a bridge if they put that line out there.
I went into this week with one objective, and that was to attack every matchup where the public seems to think that they know exactly what's happening with both teams. This is one of them. Everybody thinks the Steelers are going to be terrible. Everybody thinks the Bengals are going to be awesome. So I think this line is naturally inflated, and thus I took Pittsburgh. Didn't make my top 5, unlike DP, but yeah, I just think little bit too much love here.
Let's note for the record that the public is split like 58-42 on this game.
Sure. That's fair. Moving on to the other split game, my fighting play host to the Baltimore Ravens, a double sounder game. And the Jets are getting 7 points there without their quarterback, Zach Wilson. Joe Flacco will be under center for Gang Green. This is 7 across the board, a total of 45. 14% of the tickets are on the Jets. But for some reason, two of you idiots are lining up with every other mouth drooler and taking the Baltimore Ravens. None higher than DP. So, Donald, lead us off. Tell us why Lamar Jackson and Baltimore are going to cover this number.
Because the Ravens are a far superior team across the board.
Well, yeah, the line says that. The line says that.
Yeah, well, whatever. It's week 1. I don't think we need to get cute here. I don't think we need to do anything crazy. I'm going to pick the team that I think is going to blow out the other team in this spot, and that is the Ravens. I'm not getting cute here. Don't get cute with this stupid Jets team and Joe Flacco. You guys are doing it in week 1. Here we go. There's another pick you're doing it with too, so keep on going, guys. Just blow the load in week 1. Here we go.
You guys, somebody's with you. It ain't me.
No, but I'm saying there's another pick that I'm foreshadowing. That's going to be the same
Brett,
thing.
You guys the wrong side.
I clicked the wrong side.
Oh my
I just realized I clicked the wrong side. Add another lone wolf to DPs.
Mid-season form.
Oh my god!
I clicked the wrong side. I have Jets.
Well, I don't think that changes anything. This is the part of the show called...
Play the sounder early.
This is part of the show called math. No, let's just finish this game and then we'll go to break and then we'll play the sounder. I don't think this changes anything. I'll have to retabulate.
I don't have a lot. I have 5 points on this.
So this is a goofy game because naturally, again, same narrative as I just talked about. Everyone thinks... It's one of those things where injury luck a couple of years ago, it was actually sharp to talk about injury luck and how one team might have had more games missing than others, but now it's just become a thing that everybody talks about and has a full understanding of. And everyone thinks the Ravens are going to bounce back and be a good team. Everyone thinks the Jets are going to suck. On top of that, they lose their quarterback, they lose their tackle, they might lose their backup tackle in Dwayne Brown. I mean, it's not a good situation for the Jets. I'm not very confident in this game at all, but it just feels like the right side. Flacco, albeit a statue, I mean, it's a terrifying scenario, him facing a blitz-happy, or at least historically blitz-happy Baltimore Ravens team. Him standing back there with a third-string tackle trying to protect him is terrifying, but it's just so many points in a spot where if these weapons click, if these new pieces on defense play well, the Jets can be sneaky competitive here, but as an abused fan, I just can't buy into it. Mo, give me some hope. Tell me why the Jets can be competitive in this game.
I guess when I'm looking to fade the Jets, I'm looking for teams that can attack this secondary. That's where, especially right now with a rookie looking like he's going to start at corner, I want somebody that's going to attack this secondary. I don't see the Ravens doing that, especially after the changes they made to their receiver core in the offseason. Basically relying on Rashad Bateman as the top guy. I mean, it's really rough. This is just going to be a ground-bound team. I think I like the Ravens, but I don't see them as a team that's going to blow a lot of people out, especially given kind of the year-by-year reduction in effectiveness of Lamar Jackson as a runner. So I just feel like the Jets can hang around. I didn't have this as huge value, but I did have it off the key number. So I did think +7 was too much.
All right, so a sneak peek at Lone Wolves, where one host has a team and the other 3 hosts are on the other side and they have to defend it. A soft defense there by DP. But don't worry, he's got 4 more Lone Wolves to defend after this break. Four Lone Wolves for DP. Brett's got a pair. Mo and I have 1. But I will start the proceedings because my Lone Wolf is the highest. And it's the Houston Texans +7 against the Indianapolis Colts. First and foremost, a fake line. Way to start the season, Circa, by just giving us a line that is made up, not real. The real line is 8, and Circa somehow gives us a 7. I don't know if that's predictive. I don't really know how to take that, but a fake line from Circa. Thank you for that. I love Indianapolis going into the season. You guys know that. I came on here and said that they have a chance to be the number 1 seed in the AFC. And I stick by that. But if I'm going to go into this week with a holistic view that we need to realize that we don't know everything about these teams, then I need to stick to my guns and take the 7 points here. Houston, not great. The roster, not great. As Brett noted previously, Warren Sharp had the quarterbacks group as the best rated unit on the team. But this is a ton of points for a Colts team that doesn't want to play explosive football on offense. They want to be a little constipated. They want to run the ball. They want to be conservative. So hopefully a tight contest. The Colts get a workman's-like win, and the Texans can get out of there with a cover. Looking across the board, DP, you had the Colts the highest inside your top 5, so defend Frank Reich and them boys.
I mean, this is another spot where one side is infinitely better than the other side. I mean, I don't know how you can pick the Texans here. What are they going to do, dude? I mean, seriously.
Run the ball with
Texans
Damian Pierce? Throw the ball to Brandon Cooks and Nico Collins?
Cool. Keep talking yourself into that one.
These are fine football players.
I mean, my only very slight concern is that somehow Matt Ryan isn't ready to mesh with his offense just yet in week 1. But even if that's the case, just hand the ball off and run straight against this stupid team. They're not going to do anything. This is going to be a blowout, man. Come on.
Mo had enough confidence points on this game to get it into his top 5, but had a couple games ticked above it. Keep carrying the torch for Indy, Mo.
I mean, look at this Texans defense. I don't know how they're going to put up a fight whatsoever here. They're going to need to score some points for sure if they hope to cover this number, because I don't see how they can get stops against Indy. Especially, dude, Indy is going to be so terrifying when they have leads in the second half, handing to Jonathan Taylor. We saw this last year. They pasted this team by 30 points twice. And now multiple rookies I'm seeing slated to start in the secondary. I know that Indianapolis doesn't have a high-powered passing attack, but they have a solid veteran at quarterback. And, he's going to find the open men. And then when they run the ball, this Texans front, I don't know how they're going to get stops against Jonathan Taylor. So it terrifies me when a team might still score when they're just running out the clock. So I see this as a potential blowout again. So I'm a little more comfortable laying -7 than I would be. I had fair here as 8. I thought the first line was right, and then it went down to 7, and now it's back at 8. So I don't know. I guess it's jumping all over the place.
This is in Lovie Smith, I trust. Just a career 500 coach. He must be a monster against the spread, because he's just coached these awful teams and had a 500 record and has probably squeaked out some dubs as a dog. Mo, we go to you. You're the only other host with a lone wolf in your top 5, and you were very puzzled when I told you that the Commanders -2.5 playing host to the Jacksonville Jaguars were a lone wolf. Tell us why. Why were you so flabbergasted?
So first off, let me just open by saying I did not ever expect to be the person carrying the torch for the Washington Commanders this year.
You're the only one wearing red, so it makes sense you're a commie.
But
I got a laugh in the background. Let's go.
So Jacksonville, there's some potential with this team for sure. I'm looking at Jacksonville's roster, and I definitely see some potential. But this is a team I expect to be much better toward the end of the year, after Trevor Lawrence gets some professional coaching, after a defense with multiple rookies gets their ass lit on fire for a couple months. And that's why I'm happy to fade them right now with a team of multiple seasoned professionals across the board in Washington. That's all this team is. They have veterans everywhere, and this offensive line is solid. And I think they're going to be having a big advantage basically up front on both sides of the ball. Jacksonville does not have a good offensive line. Washington, even without Chase Young, still has a pretty good pass rush. And then also, I mean, you need to protect Carson Wentz if you want anything positive to happen. And I think Washington's O-line is definitely good enough against what I see as a middling Jacksonville front. I think there's a couple okay players. I mean, this team's defensive ceiling is like 20th. These rookies are going to get destroyed early on. So, yeah, very, very surprised that the line has fallen as far as it has. I thought it was correct when it was above 3, and now it's on the other side of 3. And yeah, I guess I'm just going to fade the sharps and the steam on this one.
Yeah, Right Angle Sports released a Jags play earlier in the week, which made this crumble through the key number of 3. This game just stinks. It stinks to high holy hell. A lot of principles here are being broken. Don't lay points with bad teams, so can't take Washington. Don't take bad teams on the road without getting a field goal. The Jacksonville Jaguars lay directly into that. Don't take a public dog. Jacksonville currently getting more tickets than the commies. So this game stunk. I stuck it towards the bottom. Don't want anything to do with it. Brett, nearly put it in your top 5.
Wasn't it Mo who said that we would be backing the Jags a lot early in the season? Wasn't that Mo?
Yes, he did.
What happened?
That is a Mo Nuwwarah direct quote.
Did I say early? Later.
Yes.
Later.
Oh, later.
Let them get better.
Later, like the podcast start time when you go to the store.
I was hoping we would get 3 here. I think 2.5 is pretty fair. But in terms of raw talent on the field here, with no Chase Young wreaking havoc on this offensive line, I think this is pretty close. And I'm not sure the market is accounting for just how big a leap this coaching staff has taken under Doug Peterson. So I had this just outside my top 5, but I think this is a pretty good Jags money line spot. Money bet line. First money bet line of the season?
First money bet line of the season. Wait till you see the visual for this one.
You and everybody else, buddy. So
I know. I'm in here. I'm in here too late.
That's what's so terrifying about this game.
This is a fish play.
Yeah, it absolutely is. But you don't lay points with bad teams either. And the Washington Commanders are a bad football team. Moving on to Donnie. It's time. 4 Lone Wolves. None in his top 5, however. We start down here in Miami, where his beloved New England Patriots are taking on
Miami and the Dolphins, the greatest football team.
The greatest football team. And unsurprisingly, after the drumbeat all summer, Donnie is fading his Patriots. You hate them. You just simply detest this football team.
Yeah, and this is also a spot where I knew you guys were all going to be on the other side. So you guys can do what you want. You can try and get cute. The Patriots, to me, I have no reason whatsoever to believe that they should be even in this game. Like, you guys are going to have to explain it to me. And if you just throw Bill, because they have Bill Belichick, well, Bill Belichick has sucked for a couple years, okay? So give me something else, please, because there's absolutely nothing to show on the Patriots side of the ball. They are a disaster.
You know who else has sucked for the past couple of years? Tua.
Miami and the Dolphins, the greatest football team.
Tua Tagovailoa versus Bill Belichick. Rookie head coach versus Bill Belichick.
Oh, Tua Tagovailoa, who's undefeated against Bill Belichick? That Tua Tagovailoa?
Dare I say, Brett, rule of trenches? Is anybody talking about how bad this Dolphins offensive line is? Anybody?
It's pretty bad. We talked about it a few weeks ago.
It's unbelievable.
But
who was the highest on the Dolphins?
It wasn't me.
It was
I don't
probably
think any
me.
of us were very high. Go for it then. Yeah, you were top 5.
Well, someone's going to have to explain to me what the difference is between these teams. Futures markets had them equal. Everybody with a clue whose power rating has them equal. So why is the line 3.5? This is baffling to me. I mean, I thought the hook was just not even reasonable at all here. And it's just, it's a better coach team, we think, right? I mean, I know Donnie's sitting here dumping on Belichick, but he's facing a rookie head coach here. I mean, a bad quarterback. Come on. 3.5?
If things weren't so bad in Patriots camp, because they are legitimately concerning, having a coordinator also be the O-line coach, and not a great coordinator at that, things are worrisome. If there was a better drumbeat coming from New England, this would be an absolute smash spot for me. This would have been number one with a pin on it. But all of that being said, it is a stupid line.
It's probably Belichick engineered that. It's probably part
it's
of
one
his
of those things where
con.
2 years ago, I would have said, yes, this is Belichick 4D chess. Now, I don't know. Is this the guy that his dog is drafting players for him?
Belichick doesn't give an F. Okay? He does not care. He doesn't care.
Hashtag doesn't care. Speaking of doesn't care, we're not going to care for this selection from Donnie. This one is going to draw some ire. Niners -7 in Chicago. I was waiting for it. From Mo's gone. Mo's going back to the story. Forgot something.
Donnie's
Come on,
I mean, you want to talk
Donnie.
about bad offensive lines and winning the game in the
2000.
trenches. This is horrific.
Donnie is back.
Yeah, that's right. 2015. Well, it's the only time we were good in the contest.
Yeah, so,
Donnie,
let's
come
go.
on.
Come on, what?
Come
I mean,
on.
what do you want me to do? I know nothing about these teams except for what I hear and can read in rosters and practice reports and etc. And by all accounts, the Chicago Bears offensive line is an absolute disaster. They have no weapons. The 49ers have a ton of talent on defense and can get after the quarterback. So I have no idea how the Chicago Bears move the ball. None whatsoever.
We're getting a
just have
superior
fun. I mean,
quarterback.
have fun with this.
Plus 7 points at home.
Cool.
That's-
I don't really care. I'm laying them.
That's the cap right there. Like, it's over.
Literally, all you need to do for this game is just say, there's a quarterback who's never thrown a meaningful NFL pass laying 7 on the road. That's the end of the discussion.
That's all I've
It's
got
the
too.
easiest.
Yeah.
It's the easiest cap of the week.
Yep.
Maybe Trey Lance is the best and should be -7, but he's going to have to show me first. I have to see it first.
Yeah. Put some tape down, buddy. It's also one of these things where one of the reasons bad teams are bad teams in the NFL is depth, right? It gets to be the middle of the season, end of the season. You got some third stringers in there because of injury, fatigue. Your rotation guys are playing more frequently. That's when the good teams really beat the piss out of the bad teams. It's week 1. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's spry. You know? The Bears will never look better than they probably do in week 1. So some of those offensive line concerns might not be as bad as they are in the middle of the season when they have like a third string right guard in there or somebody at tackle that's not able to keep Justin Fields upright. But yeah, this is just such an easy cap. Every single human is going to wake up on Sunday and fire a Niners tease, and I'm just so happy to be on the absolute other side of that.
Can we, what we need is, this is off topic. What we need is for the books to offer markets on how many first down runs the Rams do. Because just take the over. I mean, every play is a halfback dive. I'm ready to throw it at the wall. How
With
bad
Henderson,
is
where's Cam Akers?
Is Cam Akers still dead?
I haven't seen him on the field yet.
Wow.
And why is Zach Moss getting all the touches? Where are the running backs in this game?
Something Zach Moss.
Something Powell is running the football.
Wait, where's the rookie? Cook.
Where's
something
Singletary?
Cook?
Fumbled, he's done. All my best balls are done.
Cook.
I drafted
Cook.
Cook everywhere. He's never going to get on the field again. Literally fumbled his first carry.
It gives me an excuse to play this.
The bills make me wanna.
Moving down DP's board, he's got another away team laying points. 2015 DP is here and ready and raring to go. I will say, we brought up Right Angle Sports earlier. Raz steamed the Kansas City Chiefs at -4.5 earlier in the week, but DP still taking the cheese at -6 in Arizona. Again, if you followed the drumbeat all summer, Nobody is more negative on Kyler Murray than Donnie Peters.
And I'm also pretty high on the Chiefs in general. I feel like no one's really talking about them. No one's like putting any emphasis on them. They still have Mahomes. It's like they lost Tyreek Hill, and it's like, oh my God, we don't need to talk about the Chiefs anymore. The hell with them. I think the Chiefs are still a really good team. Obviously, they still have Patrick Mahomes. I like everything else they have going on their roster, both sides of the ball. Like the coaching staff too. I think Arizona was a bit, of an overachieving team last year. I'm not high on Kyler Murray. You guys all know that. Certainly not high on their head coach. They're going to be, they could be without Zach Ertz. He hasn't practiced. Obviously, DeAndre Hopkins is out. So I don't know. I don't think this Cardinals team is really anything to worry the Chiefs here. I think the Chiefs are going to put up a lot of points, and yeah, they're going to cover. So you guys can hit me with it's 6 points on the road, whatever. I don't care. I'm taking the Chiefs.
As Mo noted in our personal group chat, this would mean the Chiefs are -10 at home against a team that won 11 football games last year. I'm down on the Cardinals. I've obviously never liked Cliff. I've been skeptical of Kyler Murray. I'm also very high on the Chiefs. I think their offseason moves to address their issues against the two deep shell are going to work. I think they are going to dice these teams that run cover two. But Mo, this is a lot of points against a pretty potent offense, even without Nick Hopkins.
Yeah, it's a lot of points against. Okay. So another thing, like what I said about the Jags, I'm kind of feeling the same way about the Chiefs defense. I expect them to be much better near the end of the year. We saw it last year. Multiple rookies expected to be in the rotation, about 3 or 4 on the two deep at least. I think they're going to have a few growing pains here, and I think that Kyler Murray and them will. Oh my God, I think they will find enough success.
What just happened? What just happened?
Cup almost completely blew it, but he managed to get the first down. I think there's enough basically weak spots right now that could be strong spots later for sure. That, a pretty new secondary against a lot of a high volume passing attack basically. And also breaking in multiple new receivers on the other side of the ball and might need to build some rapport with Patrick Mahomes. So I see the Chiefs, different tier, obviously, but kind of similar to the Jags in the sense that I expect them to be better as the year goes on and maybe some hiccups early on.
That's my cap, too. What if we get the sleepy Chiefs in week 1? It might take some time for Mahomes. It might take some time for Mahomes to find chemistry with this new receiving core. So that's how I'm seeing this game as well.
Definitely a possibility. Brett and I eye to eye on this one as our absolute last selection. So we move on to Donnie's final lone wolf, another road team, this time a dog. In his backyard, the Las Vegas Raiders getting, did I screw this up? Getting 3.5. No. I was going to pick the Raiders as well, but last second I flipped a coin and it came up Chargers. DP, not high in this game, but you have to defend it since it's a lone wolf.
It's coin flip territory for me. Like you said, my coin fell on the Raiders. I'm taking the 3.5 points on a team that I'm generally high on coming into this season. So yeah, that's where I stand on this one. These bottom bunch of picks, I was kind of like, I have no idea what to do. So flip a coin.
When I said that I almost clicked the Raiders, Brett almost lost his breath there. He loves his bolts.
Let's go, Brett.
Of course he does. That's all he talked about in the preseason. Is the bolts.
Take it away. I will say these are completely meaningless points. The total in this game is astronomical. So if you do happen to like the Raiders, you should be betting the money bet line. So Brett, take it away about the Chargers.
So one of the dumbest takes I've heard this week is that the Chargers might be looking ahead to next week because they have the Chiefs on Thursday. Looking ahead after preparing for a game for 3 months. In week 1. Not only that, but this game has been circled for them for forever. Remember what happened in the final week of the regular season last year?
This is rule of triple circled for sure.
That's right. This is one of the most circled week 1 games we've ever seen. I think the Chargers are going to be ramped up for this one. And yeah, like we talked about in the Futures podcast, I think this is the most talented roster in the entire NFL. I think this is going to be a top 3 team in the NFL this year.
You're drawing side eyes over here in the audience.
The Kansas City faithful in Mo's guidance counselor's office do not like your take, Brett. But you also like the Chargers this week, Mo. You've got the Chiefs red on, but you're blue and gold. Blue and yellow?
I do
go
like
Chargers,
the Chargers.
go.
I think they should be closer to touchdown favorites. I didn't have them quite that high, but
touchdown favorites.
I mean, dude, how are the Raiders going to get a stop in this game?
Yeah, Mo is going to have his entire net worth on the line this week.
I mean, it's like somewhat worthless points, right? It's like 3.5 to 6 or whatever, but I mean, dude, how are the Raiders going to get a stop in this game? And then
how are the Chargers going to get stops, though? I have to pump the brakes a little bit here. No J.C. Jackson this week for the Chargers and an already suspect secondary. Davante Adams.
Brett, can you help me? A suspect secondary?
Yeah, where are the holes in the secondary?
This is like a top 6 secondary.
I mean, sorry, Derwin James is upright, so I shouldn't besmirch the secondary
For now.
But yeah, I mean, it's not going to be easy to stop this Raiders passing attack. So
what if Derek Carr doesn't have time to throw behind a brand new low talent offensive line facing probably a top 5 pass rush, definitely a top 10 pass rush. So,
but this is why you love Carr, though. Carr's kind of already proven he can do this over and over again, standing behind shitty offensive lines. Damn it, I have to mark that.
They were surprisingly decent last year.
That's what I mean. Like, he's not afraid to stand back there and fire the ball. Now he's got Davante Adams. I think you guys might be oversimplifying this. I think this is very much a coin flip game. Again, the points don't matter because the total's so high. Arms are up. What's happening? Who scored? What happened?
Touchdown. Who do you think
How
scored?
good is Cup?
Who do you think scored?
Not Allen Robinson, unfortunately.
I'm not sure he had any room to put his toes down, but somehow he did put his toes down.
Something Cup.
Is Robinson
2 more
on the
Wolves.
field?
Yeah, he
He
caught
got
one
a
pass
catch,
for like 13 yards.
It's been all
Speaking
Cup.
of players that are going to completely sink my best balls, if Allen Robinson has 40 catches this year, then about $400 is getting lit on fire.
Well, why aren't teams triple covering Cup? I mean, they throw him the ball 20 times a game. Haven't they figured this out yet?
The rule of Devontae.
Yeah, rule of Devontae. They haven't figured it out yet. So, yes, I guess.
Well, this is just the rule of every NFL coach just comes in and runs their stuff.
Yeah. They don't change it up.
What we want to do.
Yeah. 2 more Lone Wolves come from Brett. We go to Davante Adams' former team.
Go, Pack, go!
Laying 1.5 on the road against the Minnesota Vikings, Brett. In Zimmer, you no longer trust. He's no longer there.
I know. Well, that's what makes this difficult. I don't have a lot here. I'm gonna let you guys carry this one. I still think Green Bay is quite a bit better than Minnesota. Maybe Minnesota will compete for this division now that Zimmer is gone, but I need to see it first. This is still Rodgers. This is his division. So Minnesota needs to prove it.
This is a fair-ish number to me, but I think wrong team favored. So it's a little bit of my heart tells me that I should have this higher, but something else inside in me is deathly afraid of Rodgers, even though, I mean, if something Lizard doesn't play, what is this offense going to look like? DP, as I mull over here, you are quite high on the Minnesota Vikings, so take it away.
I'm also wrong team favorite here. I mean, if I view these teams as even, and I think the Vikings are slightly better this year, they should be favored here. I don't see why they're not. I would be more worried about Aaron Rodgers in this spot. 1, if he had some receivers. I have no idea what the hell they're doing there. And 2, if this was a little bit later in the season. I mean, I just always, every season, I kind of wonder just where Aaron Rodgers' head is at the beginning of the season. And then, obviously he's just the best later on. So, but week 1, I mean, I think the Vikings are going to come out flying under their new head coach, who I think is a big upgrade. I don't think you can go down over Zimmer. I was always down on Zimmer. I know you guys had the whole trust in Zimmer thing. I was always kind of down on Zimmer because I just didn't think he was aggressive at all. But yeah, I think the Vikings are going to come out here and, show their stuff and do pretty well overall.
I mean, since we started clicking games in 2015, no team had a better against the spread record than the Minnesota Vikings. Zimmer, we certainly trusted. Mo, you screwed your face there when I said wrong team favored.
I had this as a fair line. Man, but I'm surprised Brett says he seems certain that the Packers are a better team. There's a non-zero chance that the Vikings are a better team for sure, but I don't know what to expect from a new coaching staff. And when I watch Sean McVay halfback dive every play, maybe I should have some very good expectations for this offense. But wide range of outcomes on this Minnesota defense for sure. So I don't feel like I'm going to be confident in the Packers covering big numbers this year when, I don't know. I just feel like they're going to need to win rock fights a lot, but the line's 1.5.
If Rodgers had some competent weapons against this secondary, I would definitely be more afraid. But just what is a Dobbs? What is a Watson? Something Slammy Watkins.
I think Watson's going to be nasty, but it's going to take him a while. So yeah, I don't know.
He's supposed to be a project. Yeah,
play good football. Is Bakhtiari playing too? I've seen that he's limited, but is there word that he's going to actually play?
Playing.
Well,
there's no wider range of outcomes up front in any NFL game than this game, because there's 2 tackles coming back from serious injury on the Packers, and there's 2 formerly elite pass rushers coming back from serious injury on the Vikings. So I'm so curious to see how that goes.
We move to Brett's final lone wolf, and it's the game that kicked off the 2021 NFL season. The stadium is reversed, however, because this time the Bucs travel to Dallas to take on the Cowboys at Jerry's World. The Cowboys are once again dogs, this time home dogs, getting 2.5 points, and Brett is laying the points with Tom Brady, who hopefully will not take some sort of strange hiatus prior to kickoff in this contest.
Yeah, very little conviction in this one. I thought this line is pretty fair. I'm down on both these teams this year, the Cowboys especially, but with all the injury concerns up front for both of these teams, I'm just tossing this one aside. I wanted nothing to do with it, so yeah, not a whole lot here.
Yeah, nobody had any conviction in this game. It was Mo's last game. It was Donnie's last game. It was my 3 out of 15, so not much to say in this game other than what Brett kind of summed up there. A lot of injuries. You got Gallup and Tyron Smith on the Dallas side. On the Tampa side, you've got Chris Godwin, the entire interior offensive line. So I don't know what to expect from this game. And it's one of those where, yeah, I just can't wait to turn on NBC on Sunday night and see what's going to happen. Is Brady just going to click again and just make magic happen? Is Dak going to be able to connect with some of these other receivers in Gallup's stead? So definitely will be a fun one, but honestly, who the hell knows what's going to happen? Well, we got our split games out of the way. We got our lone wolves out. Let's make our first card of the NFL season after this break.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire.
Steph Diggs is pretty good, huh? Talk about a toe tapper. We talked about this game in the Lone Wolf segment. I have to echo. I go first, by the way. I had the best record amongst the collective.
That's got to be a first.
In 2021. Yeah, I was, I've learned, Mo. My process has changed. I've improved. I was 52, 36, and 2. That's right. 59% for ya boy. Brett was also above 500 at 47, 42, and 1. Mo was exactly 500 at 45 and 45. And DP, who, to be fair, this was all during the World Series of Poker and many times was actually potting from the Rio, RIP, was 37, 52, and 1. A balmy 41.7%. So let's kick things off right by targeting a Donnie Lone Wolf. And I have the Chicago Bears, who definitely make this sound, if I can get the sounder to work correctly. +7 at home, Soldier Field, week 1. Justin Fields, the guy that should be on the New York Jets. Let's go, baby. Mo is not up next. Brett is up next. I just did the order and completely forgot about it. Sorry, I'm juggling over here. Brett is up next. He has our first consensus pick that will be revealed. Go for it.
This one is likely to be popular, but I will take stands like this if I think the play is going to be chalky, because the line here is clearly wrong. Circa got it wrong. I have the Browns +1.5. I bet this Browns +2.5 earlier this week. I like them all the way down to a pick a lot. And I think you can make a case that they should be favored here. I think this could even be Browns like -1.5, -2. The Browns are better than the Panthers all over the field, except at quarterback. Maybe? How big a difference of quarterback are we talking about here?
I was going to say, are we sure?
I don't think we are
Baker
sure.
Mayfield is that much better than Jacoby Brissett. Everybody keeps saying he's hurt. He was hurt. He was playing with injury. It was his non-throwing arm. All right, guys? So let's pump the brakes a little bit, acting like Baker Mayfield was going out there playing on 2 ACLs and a rotator cuff tear last year.
Well, I hope he would have 2 ACLs.
No, I mean like 2 shredded ACLs.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Terrible weather in this game. 70% chance of rain. So if it's mud ball, I think that also favors Cleveland because rule of trenches. This was in my top 5 as well. Seems like a no-brainer play. Just like I said about everybody's going to wake up and fire Niners in a tease. What happened? Was that
Josh Allen's on the board?
Josh Allen leading the league in interceptions, baby.
Let's go.
I think he's there with Stafford.
Stop the count. Oh, Stafford threw one too?
Yeah.
Stafford's was horrendous.
Do I get a
That was a bad one.
Yeah.
Do I get a partial payout?
This game just sucks. This is week 1 AF, man. These teams look so sloppy.
Ugh. That was gross.
He had 10 feet to throw that ball in front of the receiver, and he threw it behind him.
That was a terrible throw.
But yeah,
Where were we?
Browns are just way better. They're way better at football.
Everybody's waking up on Sunday, rolling out and saying, of course Baker Mayfield's winning this game. Everybody is going to be betting
I have
Carolina.
no idea where this Panthers love is coming from.
They have a
Bill
really
Simmons podcast.
talented defense.
But Simmons coming out and saying that the Panthers have more upside than the Saints in the NFC South. I think it has more to do with people just assume without Deshaun Watson that the Browns have no floor and they're going to be some sort of disaster, which is just not true. This roster is way too good to just roll over and die.
Isn't this professional pride?
That as well. All these guys.
The Browns are like, everyone's
circled.
like, we're down and out just because we don't have this quarterback? Like, what?
Yeah.
No, F you guys.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Mo, I sniped your top pick, and you're about to snipe Donnie's top pick, but because you selected the other side. Go for it.
Guess I have the Bengals. Oops.
Rule of
What do you guys think? What's the
ultra
veto
spoiled
this year?
Rule of ultra spoiled.
What
I
are the
will not veto
rules?
this. I've been saying for years to you guys to limit the weight of my picks, and you guys won't do it for whatever stupid reason. Now I'm coming off a season
better.
where I was like 25 and 100, and you still won't do it.
better.
So I will not. Yeah, I will try and get better. I can still learn throughout the process of getting better while not weighing down the team like a friggin' anchor. Okay, that can happen. Those things are not mutually exclusive.
Just get better. I got better. You can get better. Just get better.
What are these Stafford throws?
Dude, what are both of these throws? These quarterbacks suck.
Is Stafford's elbow really just dead? Somebody in the guidance
Anyways.
counselor's office is in trouble.
Pittsburgh is gonna lose by 20. All right.
DP, your top pick of Pittsburgh has been sniped by the other side. Your second pick was sniped by the collective, which will be revealed momentarily. It was a consensus pick. Your third pick is a majority pick.
But are we sure this is the one?
You guys, listen, you're free to remove it if you want to. Go ahead.
Donnie, what do we got? What's going on?
We have the Vikings. We have Kirk Cousins and Kevin O'Connell in his first game as a head coach. Let's go.
How we feeling?
I don't feel great about it.
This is let him have his fun, I guess.
Yeah.
Week 1, let him have his fun. Would you like to know what his next selection would have been? Nope. Sorry. Ravens -7. I think Vikings is fine. Honestly, my biggest fear about Vikings, I think it might be popular. That's my biggest fear. I think this is the right side. What did the Packers stink, guys?
I don't think that's possible.
You don't think it's possible
I don't
that
think
a
it's
team
possible.
What
whose
stinks? What
WR1
stinks?
is something called Dobbs?
When has that
Dubes?
ever mattered for Rodgers?
We said
He's
Devontae.
never had
Devontae's
players
good.
this bad, though. Yeah, this
That's
is
just-
He's
Yeah.
literally throwing the ball to Devontae Adams 45 times a game, and it did not
I
matter
mean,
who else he
like,
had.
we're talking like 30% target share.
Dude,
Plus 18 targets in games.
You
Going
guys
back to
remember
when
that
Adams was
Arizona
bad,
game?
though. He had
That
years
Arizona
where
game,
he had nobody.
He had like 5 yards per attempt in that Arizona game last year.
Packers might just stink. It's a thing that might happen. All right, the collective pick. We've put all our aggregate selections into the machine, and I think Brett Colson specifically is going to love what it spits out.
The collective chooses the New York Giants.
He's been talking about him all off season. I think it's his first love is Brian Daboll. Giants plus the 6 traveling to Tennessee to take on the Titans. It was in my top 5. It was in Brett's top 5. It was in Donnie's top 5. It was in Mo's top 5. We love this game. Brett, you've been swooning over the G-Men, so you have to take charge here.
Yeah, I was hoping Circa would give us 6, and they gave us 6. I'm heavily invested in Giants futures coming into the season, so no surprise that here I am backing the G-Men against probably the biggest fraud team in the NFL. Definitely the biggest fraud last year. I think the biggest fraud coming into this season as well. Where on the field are the Titans noticeably better than the Giants? At safety?
I thought they
Where
were the
else?
8th best team.
Yeah, according to Pro Football Talk, the Titans are the number 8 team coming into the season. Let's talk power rankings.
Something Florio?
Let's talk power rankings. I have the Titans at 22. I have the Giants at 23. So, of course, I'm all over the Giants in this spot. Why?
When is Mahomes going to be on my screen? I can't watch these quarterbacks anymore. This sack is embarrassing, dude.
Why did he throw the ball or run or do something?
Needed the
I
under.
have to
in this
ask. I have to ask you, Mo, because are you? No, I guess I'm technically the lowest. Am I worried? No, I'm not worried about this game. It was definitely a candidate for my top pick. Honestly, a little bit of shuffling prevented it from being so. Another one where I think it might be popular, maybe, perhaps.
I
Fake
agree with you,
sharps?
Rich. I think it's going to be popular.
Probably.
Might be a fake sharp spot. But you know what? I'm happy to see Brett prioritizing picking winning sides as opposed to just going for leverage. Great
Leverage
start to the
is
season.
always a part of my process, but in week 1, it is way less important. So,
Good.
Yes, here we
Every
are.
week is week 1. Isn't that a football thing? Next week is week 1. We're 1-0.
Any given Sunday, baby.
Any given, that's right. It's a game of inches.
Every year is year 1 for Scott Frost in the group chat. So
This is our year.
Is something Frost still employed by the University of Nebraska?
Hope they left him in Ireland.
Can someone explain to me why they just let the clock tick down before calling timeout? How bad is McVay? And people wonder how Bill Belichick won every game for 20 years, while everyone else is horrific. I mean,
the card,
holy
Bears +7, Browns +1.5, Vikings +1.5, Bengals -6.5, and Giants +6. Mo ruined it. It was a GG card AF with Fields, Brisket, Cousins, and Dimes. But you had to put Burrow on. You had to put an actual elite quarterback on the card. And that's the card. Time for Survivor. Mo spoiled his selection. I'm going to piss you guys off. I think I'm going to piss you guys off. I clicked the Jets +7, but I'm taking Ravens with my Survivor pick.
Yeah, I'm probably on Ravens too.
I'm going for the 6.5 point middle.
But I clicked the Ravens, so it's a little bit more defendable in my spot.
Little AFC North this week, huh?
What's the path to victory in this game for the Jets? Let's be honest.
It's rough.
Lamar pooping the bed? What else is the cap?
The cap on that game is fascinating because I think Wilson gives them a far better chance to win, but I think Flacco gives them a far better chance to cover.
No, Wilson sucks. Stop it. Wilson
what
has
is
not
Flacco
proven.
then?
I love how Rich was all in on Sam Darnold for like years, but like he's already given up on Zach
Bought
Wilson.
the jersey.
Well, it's one of those things where I saw it with Darnold, and now I know how to apply it. Darnold did this thing where he was terrible, and then he was fake good to end a season playing meaningless games against meaningless football players who are never going to see the league ever again. And Zach kind of did that last year, where towards the end of the season, he put together some okay performances against terrible teams. But every metric, he's terrible. He was awful. So how can we, at face value, say that Zach Wilson is better than Joe Flacco today? You just can't do it.
I think against in this
Robert
spot,
Saleh is just
I think he's
terrible?
better. You have to make throws to beat the Ravens. Wilson has an arm to make throws. Flacco is a dink and dunk quarterback. I don't see them winning this game with Flacco.
Well, I think the strategy is just try to cram the ball and then throw deep passes. I think that's the strategy. And honestly, I think Flacco meets that strategy better than Zach. If Flacco is elite at one thing, it's uncorking long passes. Zach did it in shorts.
Now?
I haven't even seen that guy throw more than 10 yards in like...
what is Joe Flacco nowadays?
I don't know. This is the thing. What is the path to victory for the Jets this weekend? Someone give me the narrative.
Okay. I will say the Ravens don't have that much future value. My path has them being used in like the final 3 weeks or something. So I don't think it's terrible to burn them here just because there's not that many great spots for them. But the Bengals are kind of in a similar spot. They don't have that many super easy games. So
AFC North has a tough schedule.
I just would rather have a home team generally just because usually you don't get caught with your pants down when you're at home for the most part.
The trade-off is that it's a division game, though. That's the trade-off there, is that you're taking a home game and it's a division game, common opponent. Look at Brett. He has no respect for Mike Tomlin. This is unbelievable.
Tomlin, Trubisky? Come on.
On the
How many
road.
games
What's
did the Steelers... How many
quarterbacks, Rich?
How many Steelers... it's Cincinnati. We're not talking about Arrowhead here. How many games did the Steelers win last year with Ben Roethlisberger quarterback? You're telling me Trubisky isn't a tremendous upgrade over whatever the hell that was at quarterback?
Can he throw to the left yet?
So is that it? Is it 2 Bengals, 2 Ravens?
95% for me. I'm going Bengals.
100% for me. Bengals.
Wow. Jesse Martin, Bengals.
Nobody's going to get that.
Nobody's ever going to get it. One person, Jan Korish. Shouts to Jan. DP, Ravens?
Yeah, I think, you already know that I'm not.
Is
high on
Rob Zombie on my screen right now?
Yeah.
What?
I thought he said he was leaving the country. I guess he stayed around for this. You know I'm not high on the Bengals, so I'll fade that there. I also think the Bengals will be a little bit more popular than the Ravens, but yeah.
Mo, you are the Survivor guru. If it wasn't 100% Bengals this week, who else was in contention? Those of the people out there that perhaps don't want the Ravens or the Bengals this week.
Man, now you're putting me on the spot.
I thought you wrote the article.
Got
The Colts?
Survivor
The Colts?
article.
Didn't you write the Colts?
Wait, didn't you write it? Did you have it
Yeah.
ghostwritten?
That was-
I think he had Bengals, Ravens, and Colts,
Actually,
but
that
the
was
Colts
last
were the
week.
lowest probability or popularity or something.
Yeah, I think Colts are a reasonable selection. So, Colts, I think Colts are one of the teams you want to use from Christmas because they're hosting the Chargers. It's hard to see
Oh, I
playing
forgot
either
about
side of that
that.
game.
Yeah, Rich
Forgot
doesn't
about
even
the
know the
Christmas sprinkle.
rules. Rich is going to get to Thanksgiving
I know
and be like,
I know I can't. Wait, Bengals aren't you guys punting on $1 million by clicking the Bengals?
I mean, let me
Don't
get
care.
the first million, and then we'll talk about
Don't
the other million.
care. Wow.
Could you
how
imagine?
Rich. This is the most
Can
how
you
rich thing that's ever
imagine
been.
clicking the Bengals with $1 million possibly on the line?
I knew in the recesses of my mind there was a reason why I didn't even consider the Bengals. You guys are just punting on a
while we
millball?
are
I'll win
all
the
doing our
first
own
million.
individual Survivor cards, we are sharing equity. And if one of
Yeah.
you idiots gets to the end, I am punching you in the face for doing this.
How many people aren't going to click Bengals because of that wrinkle, though? Maybe we
Let's
get the
go.
Bengals at low
Let's
ownership
go.
in week 1.
It's week 1. Who cares about
It's
ownership?
$1 million.
Wait, isn't there a rebuy too?
For if
You
people
had to-
will
you
click
had to
on
pick
this
this
stupid
game.
game. Brett's out here looking for leverage. He would rather have leverage than $1 million, literally.
I'm just trying to advance, man.
Survive in advance. Donnie, we're the real ones. Should we count that extra million even towards equity? Screw you guys. You're just
Yeah,
literally
if
punting.
Rich or I
I'm
get it,
off
Rich,
it.
I'll share with you. You can get 500. I'll take 500. And the hell with
Let's
these
go.
guys.
Wait,
the
Mo's
card
off
is under
Bengals
my
now?
name, so I will do whatever I want.
I'm off the other million because I know that I'm not going to have to worry about it. This is Rich's rule of what do you always say, Rich?
I don't know. I say a lot of dumb stuff.
What's 3% of 0 or whatever you always say when there's some it has EV in theory. This is what you told me when I said Josh
Sklansky.
Allen. When I said Josh
Sklansky
Allen,
bucks.
50-1 MVP,
Oh,
and he
yeah,
finished
that
second.
was- Yeah.
Should have listened
Yeah.
to Mo if you wanted equity, but should have listened to Rich if you wanted money.
Yeah. Mo's all about the Sklansky bucks. King Sklansky over there. So that's it. Brett and Mo are punting on a mill ball. Donnie and I are going for it. And we'll be splitting $500K. And that's week 1. Follow these guys on Twitter at Mo Nuwwarah, NUWWARAH, at Brett Colson, COLLSON, and at Donnie_Peters. I'm at Rich T. Ryan. Again, subscribe to the Lines Us YouTube channel. Smash that like button. All of that helps power this machine. Best of luck this weekend. We'll talk to you Sunday night to recap the action. Until then, peace.